Hi, this is Buck with MyAquarium.Rocks. I'm here to give you an update a little bit on my aquaponics plant. Now, as you can see here, I've added a little LED light bulb. It's, oops, too bright that way. It's 2700K bulb. I don't remember how much I paid for it. I got it as an experiment to see if it outlasted regular light bulbs, because these CFLs don't last long at all. But any rate, the plant is actually doing pretty good. You'll see over here are two new sprigs. Now these guys have come up out of nowhere. And this guy, there's a little one down here. See if I can see him here. This little guy right there, he probably looks a lot better in the video than he does in the screen in the back of this camera. But there's a little guy right here. He's been growing since. He hadn't sprouted up like the rest of these, so I don't know what the story is on that. These are, you can see the roots in there. They're doing pretty good. The roots are still growing, and I just kind of tuck it down in there. Now we got the one leaf you can see has been bug eaten, and I think there was a bug on the leaves when I brought it in, and I didn't get him knocked off, but I did see a bug on there, and I kind of gave the leaf a little dip in the water, and there was plenty of activity that was interested in visiting that little critter. So he's no longer with us. So, but at any rate, it turns out the plant is a violet. My mother-in-law, who has a garden full of these things, I think I told you I swiped this one from the edge of her garden, said I can have as many as I want. Apparently, she said they're a weed. She said they'll grow by seed, or they'll grow by the roots. From the roots, they'll sprout up new plants too. So they're a very prolific plant, and so for now I'm going to use these as a experiment in my aquaponics. Now, I haven't tested the water quality or anything on this tank for during the time I've done this, had this plant in there, but I just did a water change today. I changed about 5 gallons. It's about 30-gallon tank. Probably more, about 4 gallons, but had to put 5 back in it because of evaporation. But any rate, I'll test the water tonight. I'll start recording that, and I'm going to test the water every few days and see what difference it may make with these. Okay, now here in the big tank, what I call my mystery tank, okay, I have a bunch of them. We dug up a few, cleaned off the roots, and we didn't get all of the long roots like we had on the other one. What we've got here, I thought I cleaned all the dirt off them. I guess not, but at any rate, I'm just tucking these right here. We're going to see what that does with low light. This is my lighting right here. It's 4 CFLs on the light bulb, and generally they're turned off during the day. They won't be on during the daytime like the lamp will be, and it's after 6 p.m. so the lights are turned off over on the other aquarium. But at any rate, let me go ahead and update on this. This filter died. It's the same as this one and the one over here, the same filter, but that filter died, and strangely enough I'm kind of glad that it did, because I was seriously thinking about taking one of these and using it as a way of pumping water, maybe using a air stone or whatever, get the water into here and use that for like an aquaponics into something else. But basically it's a filter system. I can cut this up, put holes in it, and experiment with it. I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm tearing up something of value here, So at any rate, I'm gonna make plans for that one. I may have to do something else to put the water in it. One of the things that I want to do is to find some way of getting a tank or something back here that will hold enough water. And the idea is going to be, well, either that or down underneath here somewhere. The idea is that I want to put an overflow in here and let it flow down into that, and let that I want the aquaponics eventually to pour into the tank, but the water that will come into the aquaponics, I think I'm going to get out of there. Well, let's see, yeah. And so, at any rate, what will wind up happening is the water level in the aquarium will stay the same. Let's try that again. Okay, the water level should stay the same in here. And that will also, I need to do a siphon filter. I noticed a bit of a film on the top of this water today when I did my water change. And you can see these little bubbles that are hanging around. That's, over here, that's one thing. See, they're kind of popping real fast. But, you know, see these bubbles that are staying? When you got bubbles that don't go away on an aquarium, that is not good. I have never had good news with that, okay? Never, ever. It's always been bad news. And I did lose a flying silver fox out of this tank. So, any rate, now again, I'll be checking everything on it. Let's see what's our temperatures doing. I've had a time keeping the temperature in this tank good. But I've got this power head, and I'm thinking of taking the power head and blowing into this and seeing if that'll be enough to circulate some water. But right now it's just circulating through the tank, so that should work. But at any rate, I'll probably get some more of these. I'm really kind of curious. I don't want them to die off and everything else because they're submerged in the water continuously or too low. And I don't have another tomato crate right now. We're growing our own tomatoes, so we're not going to buy any. So what I'm going to do is that I want to get a bunch more of these. And I was going to use one of these filters without filters and just put strictly the plants in it. But since it died, I can't do that. But I'm going to probably fill this whole one from one end to the other. I'm going to fill it up with the plants. And see how it does. Now the water will still come up. It'll go through the plants before it goes through the filters back into the aquarium. So the filters aren't really protecting the plant in any way. And the plant's still doing its job because it's still got the pure fish water going into it. But if the violets prove to do good, and I fill this one up, I'm going to do the same thing over here and see how well it works. And I'm hoping that I can get enough roots in particular down into the water that I will pull the filters completely out, and the water will just be an overflow similar to this. And I just need to come up with something better than that for a biofilter, though. That's not working. Of course, I guess that's part of what the plant's supposed to be, but we'll do something, even if it's wrong, and we'll see how it works. So at any rate, this is Buck with MyAquarium.Rocks. I hope to see you there.